Philosophy.
Yeah, you sound like a horoscope right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right,
No,
bro.
that's not a compliment.
No, well,
You know what?
you know what? It was. It was.
It's fine. Their draft.
We could talk about
Okay,
your
their
star
draft was
sign
good, I guess.
Yeah.
later. No. Hey, okay. Back to the drawing board for my relationship with Jack and for Team Heretics' relationship with the draft. So far, we're seeing a lot of the same bands. We got a Mundo, we got an Mbessa. Team Heretics are back on red side.
This time Caitlyn ban, which is quite rare. We have seen it to pretty good success.
You think? I feel like it's become a lot more common these days.
I mean,
because
the
especially when you
pick
get,
is pretty common, but as a ban, it's pretty rare, I'd say.
because we saw it yesterday as well
Yes,
in
it is.
the KC series, I think, just because of how I think oppressive the champion can be, particularly once you get into game 2, game 3.
Yeah.
Not that we've seen a game 3 yet, but perhaps today could be the day. In any case, I think that it just removes one of those power ADs from the pool, and it could also just be something that many pros consider to be good into Corki. So perhaps this raises the value of the Corki pick to an early rotation from Heretics, especially if they just want to simplify the game.
It's pretty good into Corki, yeah. You can always just kite him out and use your longer range to not allow him to have any all-in. And it is just like a strong early laning phase champ, as you say, and now Team Heretics deciding to take out the Jarvan as well, away from Isma. So we'll see what GIANTX locks in.
Do they care?
I think they should care.
I mean,
Do they let
Oriana's
it-
banned, Talia's gone. You could always respond with a Ryze for Serin, but
They're thinking about it.
Big debate on the first pick here. As you said, mid lane pool feels wide open. Talia and Aurora both taken away, but not in the top picks here.
Oh.
Ryze gonna be the lock-in.
this surprises me, mainly because I feel like Serin's quite comfortable on the Azir, but also it gives you flexibility to go for something like the Cassio if you want to. Anivia is also open. We've been seeing that a bunch.
I wonder if it's just GIANTX are valuing the early game really high, and that's also why Team Heretics decided to ban out the Caitlyn. Because they just, GIANTX thinks if we have better early game champs, we have more proactive champs, then we can just have a repeat of game 1.
There's no way you thought that Shaco was going to get locked in.
Look, if there was ever a time, this wouldn't be it. But since there's never, ever been a time for Shaco, ever, who knows, I don't know what the metrics are for an appropriate time to pick Shaco. It's
Why do
literally
I
never
think there
happened.
was-
I don't
was
think
that
like
IEM,
1, 2
wasn't
at
it?
least.
Was
Huh?
it Kikis that played it? Why do I...
It's definitely happened. It's happened at All-Star too, but it all blurs together. It's happened at Rift Rivals maybe. I'm just making stuff up. Anyway, Xin now paired with Anivia. Anivia, went from that one niche pick to now pretty popular in the context of the meta, good against the relative short range of Ryze.
Yeah, just a common Ryze counter pick at this point. Has a really good laning phase into it and just scales really well.
Mundo's gone.
Do you guys remember those 2 weeks where everyone thought Malphite jungle was mega OP, and then he was perma-banned? We saw it once, and I was pretty sure it was Isma. It didn't do anything all game.
No,
Okay.
no.
I feel like we're
He ulted a
rewriting.
Mundo, and it was OP, and then they nerfed it.
Yeah, they nerfed it. Like,
Oh,
I feel like
no,
we're
they did.
rewriting history. I think
No,
I'm just
no,
gonna say that.
I'm just saying. All I did was state facts. I didn't
Okay.
rewrite any history.
Okay. But also, Isma was popping up until he ulted on the Malphite lost the
yes.
game.
Now we have
Aatrox, probably jungle, presumably.
Well, flex, man.
It's a flex.
It's not a flex anymore.
Not-
It's jungle.
not-
It's a jungle.
I don't know, man. I've heard a lot about Aatrox support really gonna.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Aatrox ADC, full crit.
All right, Tracyn, what have you got cooking for us?
He's gonna go with Gnar.
All right, what is the Gnar win rate? That's 4-4. Okay, for some reason I thought the Gnar just hadn't won a game.
You know what
but-
though? I don't mind it.
I'm pretty sure all the wins was up against Monster Zone for the Gnar.
I wonder why.
All right, so we have 3, short to mid-range bruisery champions on one side, and then we got Gnar and Nivea's in. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this draft so far.
Both
gentlemen.
comps are, I want to say, fairly similar in that, like, they both have kind of some soft engage. They both have decent range. Right now, the biggest advantage that Anivia has is, I honestly think that Ryze gets prio early.
Yeah.
But you could argue that once you get 6, I still don't think the Anivia ever really gets prio back against the Ryze. What Anivia does, though, is she just punishes short-range champions really well. And Ryze, you find in a fight that you're actually relatively short range, you have to close that gap. So Wall is super punishing against Ryze, the Q from Anivia, it's in those fights where it becomes super difficult.
Also the Narwhal combo, bro.
Absolutely,
Unicorn
yeah.
of the sea.
That's...
I mean, for me, this feels a bit like game 1, but reverse. This time it's Team Heretics that can really kite out GIANTX. with their longer range. I mean, Gnar is always going to be kind of the Cassandra and Anivia the Ryze. The only difference is that GIANTX have champions that are more independent, I'd say, that can stand on their own and do their own thing, but it's still a lot of onus here on Jun to find some engage to set up his character for success.
Okay,
which they
or
don't
not.
care about, and
Or
they
not.
just insta-locked Lucian Nami. Wow.
This is going to be the most feast or famine comp. And I thought the Team Heretics composition from game 1 was the most feast or famine comp we'd see all weekend. Wow, if you fall behind on this comp, you have to ask the enemy team permission to approach an objective.
But it's also like Lucian Nami up against Anivia. I mean, you do have the ultimate for the longer range, but once that's down, it's so difficult for this low-range ADC to play into these carries here. It's going to be the Rell for Stend, so it's a tough laning phase for Ice and Stend here, as they're not going to have a range support to try to match Nami's poke. But I do think later on, as the game progresses, I mean, Team Heretics comp is just so much easier to play.
Yeah, I mean, we just had a whole conversation about how Anivia is really good into short-range champs. And
Yeah,
they
they're like,
block it.
what if I gave you another one?
It's just, I'm doubling down.
Like, this is, yeah, I think it's difficult to understate how hard it will be to play team fights in this game if you fall behind. But that's an if you fall behind, right? If we see a situation where GX are getting more Drakes, they get first objective set up, then it does get a lot more difficult. The potential on side lane for this composition to just dominate, or if you're able to get these creative flanks from any one of these short-range champions, a lot of what Team Heretics are trying to do can fall apart. But again, one of these teams, we say the plan is just set up and fight front to back. The other one, we got like a 5-paragraph essay on what needs to happen.
I mean, I think, though, if you do play through this game in your head, you can see how Noah and Jun gets prio, Jackies gets prio as well. He uses the Ryze ult to roam. Isma's able to start stacking Drakes. They do have a lot of like real early game win cons in this game on how they can look to snowball the game, look to dive bot, and put this Lucian and Ryze ahead. And I think if they're able to do that, then they can be the threat that's always willing to run down Team Heretics, but it needs to be clean. And GIANTX hasn't shown to be that clean recently.
But maybe today could be that first day as we get into our second game. Isma continuing to spam take notes. Surely we've taken enough notes, but it's not for me to say. Nope, we need more notes.
So
Folks, pull your notes out. It's time.
Yeah,
we have
and
a pause.
Drakos, if Chovy was spamming take notes, you'd be all over it.
It's
You'd be
the
right.
best. It's the best emote I've ever seen. I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
not us. It's the pros, bro. Well, I'm not building Proto Belt on my Akali, okay? I'm not doing it.
What are you building on your Akali?
Gunblade.
Yeah,
They
true.
never should have got rid of the item.
Agreed.
Best item in the game. Do you know what
Agreed.
they should bring back? Deathfire Grass.
No.
Absolutely.
They should put it back on Ari's
You know,
E.
in
That
the
was
good
the
old
best
days,
version
do
of
you
Ari.
want to know what I used to build? Deathfire Grasp Victor. Okay, now that might seem weird to you, but back in the day, Victor didn't have any of this nonsense. He basically just got flat AP. He had an item that was locked in his inventory, and then when you bought more stuff, you could upgrade it, and then it just did more damage. And so what you did is you DFG, QE, Alt, one-shot.
Sounds real skilled, buddy.
What if
Yeah, it
what
was.
if I swap Victor's name with literally any AP champion? Do you think people would say the
Yeah, but
exact same
Victor-
string of keystrokes?
No.
Do you think that might be what Deathfire is? Anyway, there is a pause. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, GIANTX initiated the pause. Player reported a potential bug. I'm just going to read what's on the bottom. Officials are reviewing. Whenever we get more information or updates, we'll, of course, keep you informed. As a player has apparently loaded in with the wrong runes, which they believe to be a bug. And I can see the runes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any weird. I think it's not a keystone, maybe, because all the keystones look pretty normal. Unless
Pretty
maybe
normal.
Noah wanted to have electrocute.
I was about to ask, is press the attack normal on Lucian? I would say.
I mean, I think PTA is better, but some people do like electrocute. You get sudden impact. But
And none of the keystones look incorrect. Fleet on Gnar isn't that weird. Maybe he wanted Conqueror instead of Fleet. Maybe.
Fleet is way better for the laning phase.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe some minor rune.
Yeah, it's probably something.
We'll see.
Don't know. When we have more info, we will share it. But now that we've got a moment.
Back to Deathfire Grass.
No. So, you know Jack always brings up skins?
Yeah.
That's true.
It's my turn.
What? Okay. Why?
So, Bat Anivia,
yeah.
the worst skin.
No, what are you talking about?
It
It's the
is
best. It's so
worst
good.
skin. Anivia has so many phenomenal skins.
No.
And you just remove all of her cannon by turning her into a bat.
Okay.
She should
Remove
lose.
all
She
of
should
her
lose
cannon.
her egg passive
Remove
if she's
all
a
of her
bat.
cannon. I'm sorry.
No, she's
Name-
a phoenix. She's a
name-
majestic ice phoenix.
Okay, all
And then
right.
you're going to turn her into a bat? Brother,
Yeah.
no. She should lose her passive
Bro,
when she uses that skin.
That
she just
model was put into this game before most people were born. The fact that they found a way to turn that into a bat with a hat on, is very clever. You got to appreciate the craftsmanship.
Black Frost Anivia. You've got Freedom Anivia.
Okay,
I mean, Black Frost
Eagle
Anivia is really
You
good.
who are you? Since when have you quoted the lore to me as a reason that you shouldn't or should do anything?
Anivia is an iconic champion. Turning it into a bat.
But also there's a lot
Imagine
of
if you
jokes.
fell
Okay, I'm sorry. No,
Where they turn him into a dog.
What?
The Coma skin where they turn him into a dog.
Yeah, that's
we hate that
we
skin
hate that
too,
skin.
right?
We hate that skin. I would
Yeah,
ban
fair
that
enough.
skin in pro play if I could. It is infuriating. It's funny, but it's infuriating. Like Jet Ski Rek'Sai,
Yeah.
which was way better in older
You know
XL.
what is acceptable?
What?
The skins that get turned into bees.
Bees.
Why is that acceptable?
Because they're cute.
I don't know.
It's double
It's
standard.
arbitrary.
If Anivia turned into a giant bee, I'd be okay with that.
Okay, I just also have to say that as a side note.
Oh, the paper mache Anivia skin.
Good.
I mean, the Black Frost is the best one.
It is the best. I think
in
it's
case
the
you
best skin in the
haven't
game.
guessed,
Okay, that's good.
we're still waiting for updates. Although I have one, but I need the prompt you to scroll. So potential bug, player loaded in. Never mind, that part might not be safe for air yet. We'll find out. Long Rouge is the most recent update that we have. There's no way Phoenix but Ice can be the poster child for League of Legends. There's just way cooler characters. You brought that up
What are you
earlier, and I
talking
have to talk about it.
Yeah, no, so what's your issue?
I'm just saying you called her one of the poster childs of like League
She's
of
one of the original.
Yeah, one of the OGs, but
Yeah.
like no one's first bringing up Anivia.
Okay, imagine if they turned Brand into...
Also, no, don't. Okay, hold on, wait. Am I allowed?
Huh?
Yes, I've gotten a yes. Okay, so league officials have determined, as both teams have already engaged with each other, causing this to become a game of record, we are going to play on with the runes, whatever they were. So we're going to get into game shortly. Maybe frustrating for the side of GX, who I believe initiated the pause, but don't have confirmation yet as to what the rune was or what the attended rune would have been. So we are getting ready to resume the game.
Okay, I got confirmation. So he wanted first strike on Lucian, but he's got PTA.
PTA.
Yeah. So there we are.
To be fair, I think PTA is maybe better. So it's not bad. I mean, first strike is nice, but it's pretty nerfed. But you can proc it a lot against the Rell Corki. But PTA does scale a lot better, I'd say. So I think he shouldn't be too sad.
Okay.
Okay, but have you ever cold someone for $300? No. So
That could be taken out of context.
whoops. All right, let's move on. As we see the battle of Bat Nivea and Pirate Ryze. Pirate Ryze, who's totally cool and acceptable from
totally
Betty's
cool.
perspective,
It's
but
still Ryze.
Bat Nivea not okay at all.
Imagine if they turned Ryze into a squid, okay?
would be
That's
sick.
basically what... No, it wouldn't be.
They could just put the little Davy Jones tentacles on him now, and it would fit in with the pirate. Dude, you're terrible at this.
No,
they should just, whatever you say, they should do the opposite, and they'll
I
make
think
great
this
skins.
draft is insane for Anivia. Okay, I thought we were talking about the skin. That's all right.
My
My favorite champion
champ.
with that Anivia, the
That's
Cryo
a mod.
Phoenix.
That's a mod. Someone paid him to put that comment in there. There's no way. No one has
That's
ever
a
said.
hefty accusation.
You know what?
Daniel
There it is.
Drakos.
There it is. All right. Fun fact from our production team is we see a bit of fist fighting here on the bottom side. Lucian is currently on an 11-loss streak in the LEC. The last time Lucian won was spring playoffs last year. Callist the one to play it. So Noah. Again, we talked about how
Wait, I
well
actually
they're going to
remember
need to
that
execute.
graphic. We made a graphic of
The
EU
Lucian, yeah.
EU Lucian. But the good news is this early game will surely, unlike the last early game, be, I think, a bit more explosive, a bit down to more potential.
Let's kind of recap some of the comments and concerns we had from the draft, just because I think it's going to be important later on to this game. So GX's comp, very little engage. And by that, I just mean that they don't have an easy way to start a fight. In contrast to Team Heretics, who have Rell, they have Gnar, they have Zhao, and they have reliable follow-up, regardless of who ends up actually starting that fight for the team. So Heretics have all these tools to pick a fight basically whenever they want, but they also have poke themselves. You've got Corki poke, you've got Anivia using walls and the ulti to zone control. So playing around these neutral objectives could be challenging for GX, as Jackie's is already on the road.
Yeah, he's just ghosting and running down
Super
both
early
here.
roam. Ice surely no way out of this one. Maybe hoping to get a kill back in return. Jun beautifully taking the tower and first blood going to Isma.
And Noah and Jun, they force Stend to base, and GIANTX just pounced on the opportunity with Jackie's roaming with the ghost as well. And Ice, even though he has the flash, doesn't decide to use it. He's now going to lose one wave and another as GIANTX pushed his wave in. I mean, this was the exact win condition that we talked about for GIANTX.
This is incredibly devastating. Now remember, Jackie's doesn't have TP. He's giving up a wave of his own to make that play happen, but I think the alternative is just letting Ice sit there and farm comfortably and kind of squandering that early lane advantage. So an aggressive play from GX, but one that's paying off beautifully.
I mean, I'm really impressed with that dive. It was incredibly clean. The tower aggro management was also very well done. And yeah, of course, a sack in the mid wave for Jackie's, but you can see the goal difference really isn't there. And Anivia, like, this is Anivia's problem in this matchup. Often we use Caps as an example of someone who, like, he's someone that kind of originally introduced the Anivia counterpick, even though it's a very old school one a few years ago. And the whole idea, again, is that Anivia punishes short-range champions. And in the lane, you can do a good job of bullying out on this Ryze, but what you can't do is follow Ryze.
Yeah.
Like, Anivia doesn't have the mobility and goes for a lot of mana early on. She doesn't go for early boots. And so it becomes very difficult to keep up with a Ryze that's basically just leaving lane and doing what he can on the map.
Yeah, you can see there that even though Serin is winning the trades against Jackie's, due to the fact that Anivia has so little wave clear, it's still Jackie's that is able to continue to get prio and get push, and that's why he can continue to roam and utilize the Ryze pick.
We see Sheo setting up here for the potential lane gank. Of course, no flash, no sums burned here in the previous play. Only Ice's barrier dropped.
Stend does have the flash, but since Noah has cleanse, even if he's able to get the flash Q, Noah can just cleanse and dash away, so Sheo just takes the base.
Thanks from Isma. Going for a long wraparound here.
Oh, they don't have any vision here. Ice, no barrier. He does have the flash, though.
He's going to wait for the minion wave to crash so that he has more time.
I mean, now Noah can just dash in, and he knows that if Team Heretics commits on him, Isma's behind.
Isma on the way forward, a little bit of slow coming down. Stend, Noah holding on to the cleanse. Ghost now finally coming out. Stend locked up, but crucially the Infernal Chains will not pull him back. Double sums burned in exchange for one. Positive trade from the side of GX, just continuing to put pressure on this Team Heretics bottom lane.
And my question now is, will GIANTX be able to convert this into a Drake, which is really the next objective and a huge one for them? Stend decides to stay, and they're looking for a pick now onto Isma.
I think this is overeager from Isma, but he seems unconcerned. Infernal Chains, a little bit more healing from the passive. Dash back from Isma is good. Able to make it out is John and Noah are first on the rotation. Jackie's hanging around, but he doesn't have any mana to support.
Well, Team Heretics are actually going to be able to pick up the Drake. I think due to Jackie's conditions, like you said, Drakos, GIANTX decides to better off it and give it up towards them. So a much better start for Team Heretics in the Drake department, at least, in this game, as they're able to pick up the Infernal Dragon now. Oh, but a cheese onto Ice.
Bubble there. Follow up, nice additional damage. Just going to chunk Ice out of lane, kind of threaten a potential follow of dive. Likely does just have to recall here as Noah already up to a 300 individual gold lead. But again, the pressure continues to be on GX to keep extending this league. Team Heretics having that Drake, having that backup option, it's definitely nice in the early stages.
I mean, they did so much damage, didn't even notice that Ice used the barrier in that exchange as well, just melted through that summoner spell. I was kind of expecting Noah to flash after him, but he's saying, you know what, I'll be happy with that summoner spell and the advantage I've already gained.
Yeah, I mean, the big reason Noah doesn't flash forward there, because I have the same thought, Vedi, is just he knows Sheo just did Drake. They have no vision in River, so it's like the only way the play could go wrong is he flashes forward, and then Sheo and Stend are actually there. So good, I think, just instincts from Noah, because that just allows him to continue building this CS lead, now 400 gold lead, and he's building towards the Essence River. So once he really completes that, and once we get that Imperial mandate on the Nami, that's when this bot lane duo really comes online.
Definitely true. Brief moment of calm here. Of course, on the top side of the map, Team Heretics winning in the 1v1 pretty handedly, although now that the first recall has come through, maybe things start to even up. Observers, though, keeping us bot lane, rightfully so. At any moment, a fist fight could break out.
GIANTX looking to hold the wave here, just so they can look to trade when Team Heretics wants to walk up for minions. They get the ward as Stend places down, so they just want to kind of have it as like a freeze, as a slow push, try to deny as many minions from Ice as possible. And with Stend basing as well, it just means that Ice is going to have to sit here and watch the minions die.
Very sad.
Very sad. Oh.
Mid lane. The Ghost already coming out. Isma hoping to find an angle here. Infernal Chains down as Jackie's back steps. Not a whole lot else to get. Just a chunk of health off both mid laners.
Rell is here, though.
Was the Ghost burn from Jackie's? But GIANTX do get the HP advantage. But now you can see, since Serin got that level 6, he can actually match Ryze's wave clear and even get pushed first. But GIANTX, they want to try to look for Serin in the jungle? No.
They don't spot him, or they might have been able to go for more. Of course, one of the other struggles is Ryze a lot scarier on that roam. Anivia really doesn't want to be caught unawares moving between lanes. Although I think that mid lane play highlights beautifully what you gentlemen were talking about earlier with the lack of reliable CC. The setup is hard for these ganks. Is Sheo, of course, the Drake already went down earlier. They were able to grab it, so now Sheo set up to take the grubs. Has the top lane push, courtesy of Tracyn on the Gnar, who's just been able to sustain pressure throughout all of this early game. GX don't have much of a counterpunch on the bottom side. They're not really in a great position to dive, even though they do have some decent vision set up.
I mean, I think the GX bot lane is going very well, though. You're 500 gold ahead. You are winning out on every skirmish, and the vision investment on the bot side of the map is consistent from GX as they make sure to provide Noah and Jun with the safety that they need to play as aggressively as they want to.
I do think, though, that this gold lead is a bit pickle. The fact that they haven't been able to pick up a single objective yet, it's a worry that I have for them, especially just due to the nature of their comp. I think they really need to be with the foot on the pedal at all times and continue snowballing. I do think, though, once Nami gets that mandate, once Noah gets Essence Reaver, that's when they can really, really start to bully out Ice and try to continue the snowball.
Noah did stick around in the brush there, as did... Well, looks like Jun did leave to go back to mid lane, so Noah needs to be a little bit careful here, but has the flash and the cleanse as well, as Jun and Jackie starting to move down to bottom lane. I think Noah probably just short of Essence Reaver.
I think he needs probably this wave. That's why he ended up staying, even though he's low on mana.
Notice that Isma does this pretty much every time he comes to bot lane. He's also completely skipped his top camps to be bots in anticipation of contesting these bot camps.
Yeah. He cancelled his own Infernal Chains there, so he wasn't able to continue chasing Sheo, but it still looks like it's going to be the Gromp, and as you said, Vedi, I mean, Isma is just trying to live inside of enemy jungle this game and continue pressuring bot, as he's going to be able to take the Gromp, but not really getting maybe as much as he would have liked out of this. They haven't really been able to shut down Sheo. The CS lead is very, very equal.
I'll say it was kind of a necessary play too, because by abandoning his top camps, if he hadn't gotten anything on the bot side, he'd just passively be falling behind. Yeah. So by taking away the Gromp, he can now move to his bot side camp, still be in a position to contest the dragon spawning in 18 seconds. Resets are starting to come through from both the Gnar and the Anivia, so that they can spend what gold they have ahead of this fight. What will the item pickup be for Anivia? Just a blasting one. Okay, so not quite enough for the Rod of Ages. But it's always that awkward moment for all tier champions when they have to contest an early dragon, because you don't have a lot of damage this early on into the game.
No, you do not, as Jackie is just doing what he can to even up the mid wave. Serin TPing back to mid to make sure he could get pushed so that they could try and contest this Drake, but it's really only Noah and the junglers with completed items for this fight. See if the top laners want to get involved, because in the meantime, Tracyn is just putting some hurt on those top lane plates, likely to just continue to grow his own individual gold lead. GX bullied Team Heretics out of the river, but when will they start the objective?
GIANTX do have control here, but due to the fact Team Heretics pushed in this mid wave, they immediately need to drop it, and Noah's going to look to try to push in this bot wave, kind of ping-pong it back into their favor. Team Heretics are
4v3.
Noah's powerful, 700 gold lead. Tidal wave connecting onto Serin in the backline. Rell Morph on the way forward. They already managed to find Isma, though. That's the point-and-click engage that they were looking for. Lots finally arrived to the fight as well. Sheo now tries to escape. Flash out his lot now on the chase. Unstoppable. Comes towards the Pathmaker. Gets the kill to Noah, who flashes over the wall. GX happy to have the kills.
Lot TPs in, but Tracyn doesn't match it. So even though Team Heretics are able to one-shot Isma, they're the ones that end up having to run away and flash out. And it is going to be the top tower going in Tracyn's favor. And since GIANTX weren't able to pick up the Drake due to Isma being dead, I think it's not a bad call from Tracyn to not TP there.
I agree. I think it's a worthwhile trade overall. You also get the flash out from both Noah and Lot, and both junglers will respawn at about the same time. Tracyn dying here would not be ideal, but now that you know that the enemy bot lane is on the top side of the map, you should just make a beeline towards Dragon, I feel.
And you can see Sheo doing just that. Dream for GX would be to shut down Tracyn on the top side, take away that one strong point on the map for this Team Heretics lineup. Is Tracyn finally going to get to spend that hard-earned gold? Sheo likely just to take the second Drake here. Lot is hovering around, but gonna probably just eat a lot of damage for even face checking into this area.
Bolt is just like kind of fake pressuring here, because you can see Isma's up doing his Gromp, and bot lane is not looking to move. So it's gonna be second Dragon now going for Team Heretics, and even though the gold lead on Noah is 1.3k, so it's very large, but without any objectives to back it up, I'm really favoring Team Heretics' chances here going into game 2.
Have to see how GX can try to build a larger gold lead. They lost that top lane tower first, but now Noah's left isolated here to try to get something else. And while in the earlier stages, Jackie's was clearing these waves out just as quickly as Anivia was, the longer this lane matchup has gone on, Serin, especially with the completed row, it makes things that much harder. Tracyn, Mega Gnar on the way, Noah dashing through. Immediate cleanse for the extra movement speed, but that means the stun is going to work and there's nowhere for him to go.
And Noah was just left alone in top lane. Jun already recalled. Noah decided to stay for one more wave. And Stend very intelligently opens top there to actually punish him. That's a big, big loss for GIANTX.
I mean, you use that language, he was left alone. I feel like...
Okay, he chose.
Yeah.
Okay, he was...
Noah just greeted.
As a fellow ADC, he's a victim. His team left him. What can he do?
They've played safe. I believe they always tell their mid laners to do, right? Ice, though, has he been left alone?
He looks pretty left alone.
Sides up on the Q3, good. Infernal Chains are here. Flash to make it out. Good patience on the flash, waiting for the last possible second is Isma, at least able to get that summoner spell.
Okay, do we need to have the talk with AD carries about junglers being on the map again, Jack? Do we need to have that talk?
I mean...
I know I got wishy-washy there for a while, but they do exist, AD carries. I know you were uncertain in the farming jungler meta sometimes if they were real or just a story we told you to keep you farming, but they do exist.
Because that's death on Noah now, flash gone for Ice. Next objective is the Rift Herald. So far, Heretics have had the advantage across the board in this early game.
Ooh, Tracyn's fine. Tracyn having a good time in this 1v1 matchup, as Jackie's is not having a great time on the top lane. The top lane is the bane of GX's existence, as it looks like they're set to lose another. The tidal wave there, the heal, getting Jackie's out. Isma's still going, that's so much healing. They don't have the damage, the culling is here. Top lane, an absolute fist fight as Team Heretics gonna retreat, losing their jungler in the process.
Jun with the hero plays, getting the heal onto Jackie's to get him away to safety, then connecting the bubble onto Sheo. GX are able to turn the play in their favor, and they'll get the Herald as their reward.
Finally, GIANTX picking up an objective here. It's going to be their first in this game. And it was really close, but Jackie's ends up not falling. However, on the other side, I mean, Tracyn now with a 1.5k gold lead, really leaving his mark on this Gnar.
Look back at this, and the numbers advantage favor Heretics. They go for the engage, the damage looks good. The E, though, not quite enough damage from Serin to finish off the kill. Then the heal comes through, and now Sheo's like, wait a minute, I don't have the HP for this. I've got nothing left to escape. Noah arrives at the right time to help secure that kill. GX walk away the victors of the skirmish.
Classic Team Heretics shotgun. Even when we don't think they're playing the shotgun, they're playing the shotgun. Ran out of steam, could not finish the fight, but continuing to get so much money into Tracyn's back pocket at the very least. Even Ice able to grab that plate in the mid lane, get him a little bit closer to Noah, who's working towards that second item. Corki.
Noah decides to go the LDR second this game. A Stend is onto Jun. Force the flash.
I mean, a lot of additional HP on the opposite side between the Roa. You have the Sundered Sky, as well as the Gnar's got a Trinity Force and a Kindle Gem. So I can see the argument.
Definitely, yeah. It's a big Giant Slayer game. I mean, literally everybody on the enemy team has bought HP.
Yeah, he's trying to trade back. But this game, much closer than the previous. Team Heretics, again, the roles feel reversed. You brought it up once before, but just to say it again, while GX do have this incredibly powerful Lucian, it feels like they've had a more successful early game than Team Heretics had in the previous game, where we thought the compositions were similar. Still feels like the burden of execution is on them, and Team Heretics have a lot of powerful scaling options. Tracyn with a healthy lead and 2 Drakes to their name.
Yeah, I think Team Heretics now, they can even choose to drop this Drake and play for tier 2 top, or they can choose to fight it, but they have that freedom at least that I think GIANTX really doesn't. They really need to fight this dragon and get a good fight around it, but I think Team Heretics should be able to continue holding their control. It's really hard for the Lucian Nami to face check, as they don't have really any front line to face check the bushes, and you see that Isma is struggling here to really get that control that he wants to get back, and it means that GIANTX needs to play on this mid wave, and they need to try to utilize the Lucian Nami to get some poke before the objective.
So far, no poke. Fighting now for control of that mid wave. You can see Jackie's split pushing in bot lane, but happy to just have the wave be neutral, it would seem. Perhaps just waiting to match Serin wherever he does choose to show up.
They're just waiting for Tracyn to push out top here as they slowly try to retake the space, with Stend face checking.
Celestial opposition down for Stend. Herald's gonna get summoned mid lane.
Okay, this is good pressure generated by GX at least. This should give them much easier access into the river. Damage will be done, and Isma can walk away to safety. That extra plate not quite going to be secured, but not the end of the world, as I'm keeping my eyes on these top laners as well. Lot very close to level 14. I'm sure he'd love to have this ahead of the Dragon start. Tracyn's already rotated over. TP going to come through ahead of that level up.
Tracyn looking to stack up the Mega Gnar here on this mid wave. But GIANTX are the one in full control here.
Lot needing to back up a little bit, still has the luxury of the shield. Ooh. Dragon's going to reset at least a little bit here. Nope. Will they catch it in time? Mega Gnar there, but Team Heretics don't want to get too aggressive as they just lose too much HP.
They're going to.
Going in, need to give that respect. Now going all in onto Sheo. Sheo, when becomes lightning, manages to make it out over the wall. Jackie's and the rest of GX now on the hunt. They got the Drake. Shifting their attention to the top side as Serin starts to run. GX think better of it. Tracyn split pushing top lane in the meantime. We'll at least get, I think, a plate in the process as Noah breaks down the mid lane tier 1.
I mean, it's really good control by GIANTX. They're able to hold full control of the Drake. They poke down the members of Team Heretics that want to enter. And then when Team Heretics are chunked, they immediately pivot. They decide to put Tracyn top, TP him in. But then, that means that Jackies can ulti. But due to the fact that Sheo and the rest of Team Heretics are so slippery and there's so little CC on the side of GIANTX, they're not able to actually convert it into any kills.
It's also so awkward for Heretics because there's nothing for them to cross map. They got the top out of tower, they got the bottom out of tower. Mid is the only real lane that they could have gone to. And again, as Jack was saying, they got chunked out while they even tried to approach that brush. So they basically ended up just spectating, allowing for GX to get that objective largely uncontested. And we kind of return back to the farming game. I don't expect the Baron to be rushed down immediately. There's a decent amount of standing gold available for GX to grab, given all these outer towers are still alive outside of the mid lane one.
I do think, though, like Tracyn, I'm pretty sure he got 4 plates, 3 or 4 plates. So now it's a nearly 2.5k gold lead on Lot. And if he can continue this pressure up and get plates 1v1, that's when this Gnar really becomes a menace. As you can see, he's able to push Lot in deep, but you really want to go one step further and be able to just hit the tower and actually progress and split push on a side lane.
Both top laners did use their TPs in the previous fight, or it could have been an advantage for Team Heretics to have. But of course, as you highlighted, might have meant a little bit less of the gold lead for Tracyn. Lots will be up first, so a small window of opportunity is Stend walking right into that brush. There is a Ryze waiting there, my guy. That is not where you want to be. Overconfidence from Stend costing him.
Right, Stend lost track of Jackie's. Jackie's did a good roam towards mid. I don't think they'll be able to convert it into a Nashor as it's just a support dead, but that's more gold going into Noah's pocket as he continues to scale up on this Lucian. And GIANTX will be able to at least have full control of the Nash with this pick.
I felt like Heretics had such a good start with the dragons that they secured and the grubs, but now that the map has opened up, it does feel like that GX is reclaiming control. They're punishing the mispositions of Heretics. They're finding pick after pick. They're making it very difficult for Heretics to really do anything.
This is one of the struggles of the composition, right? Is that while Tracyn is really strong in the sidelines, Serin really isn't. He can't afford to push that extra wave or force Jackie's back a little bit further so that he has that additional information. And it's the mid lane tower that GX managed to take in the previous play as well, just opening the map up that much more in their favor. Sheo, though, wants to get a fight kicked off, but when becomes lightning doesn't hit. And Jackie's, you can see the damage significant. They might be able to force the ulti out from the Xin. Sheo running up. The rest of the team starting to split away. Stend looks like he's been caught again. Crash down there. Jackie's ghosted at him full speed. Doesn't quite hit him. Nice sidestep on the overload, but Jackie's not done yet. Commits the flash and takes out Stend again.
But now, is that a Nash? Yeah. I mean, Stend is dead. Sheo is super chunked. Will GIANTX pull the trigger? Yes, they will. They have a lot of damage in the Ryze Lucian. Let's see how Team Heretics enter.
Tracyn just went Mega as well. So he's not going to be able to stack that before he has to get into this fight if they want to continue on this objective. GX, though, thinking better of it. Don't want to take the risk. Tracyn wandering forward. Just a few more seconds of Mega Gnar, but he opts to leap out, which might just sign his own death warrant because now he's getting cold down. Noah might not be making money off the first strike, but he's making it off the kills regardless.
That's another big pick. GX are converting pick after pick into a favorable advantage. They'll threaten the Baron once more. They have the numbers advantage. Lot is going to go back to base. He has his TP available. And GX are looking to force the issue.
The round 2 here around the Baron Nashor. Sheo stacking up at Q3, looking to find an angle here.
TP on the way in. Nice wall to lock up Jack. He's getting lower and lower. 7k on the objective. Lot trying to body block what poke he can. Good poke coming in from Serin. 2.5k. Sheo getting involved. They managed to take it! Stend to steal the objective. The double knockback there, and Sheo is down. Bubble hit perfectly on the Stend. It's going to be at least 2 kills back for GX, but a crisis averted for Team Heretics.
It's a miracle steal for Team Heretics. It's an unsealed spellbook smite combination from Sheo and Stend that allow them to secure the Nash. 2 people end up falling, but still, they're going to get the Baron Nasher, they're going to get the mid tower, and desperately needed for Team Heretics.
Gentlemen, I thought that after last time, GX had developed some new techniques, but it seems that they're still prepared to take these flips. I don't know if they weren't expecting the smite from Stend, but double junglers going in, the double smite, easy secure. They get outsmited, and while GX do get the 2 kills in the pit, losing the Baron is going to buy more time for Heretics.
Yeah. Woo!
Ah, vi har donkeys nå.
He said it. And, you know, good for Stend, because he did die 3 times consecutively in the last 2 minutes, but he stole a Baron. And let me tell you which one of those events is the most important. It's the Baron.
It's going to be a tower as well. That's a huge gold injection. I mean, Tracyn already has such a massive gold lead over Lot. We'll see if he can actually translate that into impact throughout the rest of the game as gold continues to swing over. But you'll see that GX still in a healthy position gold-wise. Like, Isma is incredibly fed. Jackie's and Noah in a similar position. The Infinity Edge finished on this Lucian. I mean, look at the Baron power play. Right now, it's plus 76 gold. They've been able to basically
Oh, no, they're negative
neutralize the game as far as the Baron goes, which, I mean, I guess is better than effectively losing it, which would have happened if they lost.
Yeah. Your
So
choice is lose the game
There's
or
some silver
leave it.
linings here for sure, but
Yeah.
it's more of a by time start type
Stend
of Nash.
did take notes, that's true.
Isma and Jackie's here, both on a flank.
Pulling off on the side, decent chunk onto ice. Jackie's waiting behind. Serin going to be in trouble. Nice sidestep on the tidal wave, but it's Stend who's been caught out completely. No threat on the Noah means he gets to do whatever he damn well pleases. And right now, that's chasing Serin. The flash, the piercing light, the egg or pumpkin. In this case, taken down. And Team Heretics starting to run. GX again, debating if they want to push for more, but really don't have the CC in the extended fight.
I mean, range be damned. Noah does so much damage as long as he can actually get onto them. He's just one-shotting them. He takes down Serin with the flash. The silver lining for Team Heretics is that at least Noah used his flash here alongside Isma as well. So that does mean that they have a target on their back. But, I mean, it's 10-2.
Yeah.
It's GIANTX that are in control of this game, and it's mostly due to how well they're holding the control. And I feel like they're punishing Team Heretics' nerves and their missteps throughout the game.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, like, why are Heretics in a position to get engaged on so easily like that? In theory, I mean, you should just be waiting, I guess, stalling, buying more time. Instead, you're well beyond your outer towers. You are sitting in a position allowing for GX to kind of run you down. And at first, we thought that, well, Heretics' composition should allow you to stall, should allow you to keep your opponents at arm's length for you to decide when the fights start. But it's really been GX that have been dictating the pace of this game. They have been the ones finding picks. They have been the ones initiating the fights.
And I think credit to GX, outside of that kind of fumble around Baron, they've done a really good job of never giving Tracyn an angle to team fight pretty much at all.
True.
If you take him out of the equation, that's an even greater gold lead for GX. 3.5 items on Noah, 3 items on Jackie. Serin still lagging behind, trying to finish his third. Ice in a similar position. Without Tracyn involved, these fights just aren't going to be close in terms of damage output at all.
Noah is just so far ahead of Ice and does so much more damage. I think the way Team Heretics needs to win this game is they need to not allow GIANTX to have any of these flanks. You saw it in the last fight when Jackie's and Isma can both flank them from a side lane, and you lose all that pressure of this Anivia. And I think Anivia is really the linchpin of this team composition from Team Heretics, because she needs to be the one to shut down Jackie's and Noah and make their life really difficult to play in team fights. So it needs to be kind of a standard, easy to play front to back, where Team Heretics has good vision, they have good setup, and they can be the ones in control of their own fate.
Yeah, it does feel like you're telling them to, like, oh, you need to get somewhere, just buy a car. Like, they're broke, bro. All those things are hard. How do they get prio when they're losing out on the side lane? How do they get vision when they can't walk into their own jungle? Because Isma
they do have
there,
Tracyn.
bro.
I think that the way they do it is Tracyn pushes out a bot wave and then he rotates to his team. But you can see GIANTX are already on the proactive here. They've sent Lot up. They don't care about bot wave. So they're just going to look to force either mid or top here and try to utilize their numbers advantage. But as long as Team Heretics can hold here, then Tracyn can actually look to hit bot tower. So a bit of an overstay from Lot. And I think really abusing Tracyn's pressure on a side lane is how you get any sort of comeback into this game. And now you can see that it forced GIANTX to base to answer to a split push, and that should, in theory at least, alleviate some of this pressure from Team Heretics and allow them to get some sort of outpush. But Serin does now push the top lane. They're just going to 5-man group it up mid. Let's see what happens.
You can see one of these champions might be a little bit more important than another, as our production team is highlighting the total damage dealt.
4 top laners. K'Sante getting out damaged by a Nami. Yeah.
Just K'Sante things.
Just K'Sante things.
Has the man gotten has he gotten to push alt once?
I don't know.
I feel like probably yes in a team fight at some point, but I cannot remember a single K'Sante ult.
He's got 3 assists, so
yeah.
that's a great question. I don't remember.
This is the thing we're going to have to track. Is Team Heretics. They don't have bot prio. They don't have top prio, but they got a lot of guspa. They got a lot of heart. They're moving in here without any of those things, trying to lay down some vision as Jackie's is fighting for control of mid wave. Doesn't get stunned.
That's the power of this Lucian Nami. They're able to get in this mid wave. Now they're holding full control.
Locked up by the Infernal Chains. He got to go. Gnar.
Trying to walk around here, trying to contest through bot. Stend is on a big flank.
Demoglio, they got like 3 to 10 seconds. It's really the rage bar is deceptive. They need to go on this timer. Tracyn's still hesitating. Okay, Gnar is gone. Now GX can do whatever they want. Isma in the pit, Stend waiting over the wall. Stend no smite of his own this time around, does have access to the ignite. The tidal wave going, zones away the entire team, only clips onto Serin. Now it's Stend coming in from behind, trying to catch multiple members, and he does, but the fall just not there. Nice interrupt coming in from Lot to split him for the rest of the team. Stend taking down 2K on the objective zone, who's going to grab it in the end. It's the 3rd Drake to Team Heretics. Isma with a blinking health bar, but the GA means Sheo's not gonna stick around. Realm Warp there, which Isma's taking for some reason, despite having no HP, and it's, well, they've swapped places. Team Heretics kind of bamboozled them, I'm not going to lie.
But Team Heretics get the dragon. I mean, they're not going to go for the bot tower?
Why would they not go for bot tower?
They're scared of the...
What are they afraid of?
That they ran to Baron?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, if they overstay... Okay, let's rewatch the fight and regroup here. I love Stend's flank. He's put a pink ward already, so they don't see him at all. But it's good reactions from GIANTX that allows them actually all the carries to flashes engage. And that's why he ends up going down. But then, Team Heretics, crucially, they get the Drake, and Isma nearly goes into the GA, but just barely doesn't have enough damage to do so. And now we have a Nash fight.
Here we go. Stend makes it over the wall.
Okay, maybe a Nash fight was a bit presumptuous, but GIANTX again, trying to get full control here, contest this red buff, force Team Heretics out.
Getting angry. Stun comes in from Stend. Lot isolated here, taking a lot of damage.
A lot of damage on bot, yeah.
Okay, I guess GX, they wanted to reset back out onto the map as quickly as possible, and that's some nice damage. Now you should go force Baron.
Yeah.
You have such a health advantage, there's no reason not to. But
famous last
we've
words.
taken some notes,
Famous last
right?
words.
We've taken some notes.
Surely, someone has taken a note. Lot's been completely isolated. This seems like a good deal. Let him die. Hit the Baron. GX trying to find the ball. Sheo going over the wall. Double tidal wave coming in from Jun. Jun taken down. That's the shutdown. Exhaust on the Lot. The Baron is going to fall, but now Team Heretics seem equipped to take the fight. 2 members picked off. The shutdown there. GX now trying to make it out. A Baron for 2 kills.
Oh, danger to the base.
Sheo has to be careful not to overstay here as Isma turns back. Noah stepping in. Serin waiting over the wall. Tracyn about to go mega. Noah shouldn't have tried to save his jungler. It might cost him his life. The sidestep on the wall. It's a flash away. Anivia trying his own. See the flash forward. Tracyn trying to make the best. Noah holding on for dear life, and down he goes. The Baron's disappearing left and right. It's just Jackie's the last person with the Baron buff as Isma falls.
GX get the Baron, but the cost was 4 members of their team. They commit to zoning away Heretics. Lot trapped without the support of his team. Jun doing everything in his power to help get him out, but then he finds himself trapped. Tracyn comes in from the angle. Lot is forced to retreat, but the Baron is secured from GX. Now they need to get home, but Isma doesn't let them.
But what are GIANTX doing? I mean, Jun could just let Lot get chunked and they get the Nash for free, and then Noah wants to do the same and help Isma, but they're outnumbered, so despite Noah's fancy feet and flashing and dashing the skill shots, Tracyn just flash ultis in him, and now they both end up dying, and it's just...
Guys, There's sometimes you need to leave people behind.
Yeah.
They should have let Lot die for 4 people to have Baron, and they definitely should have just let Isma die and lose a GA to keep Noah alive.
All right, guys, I'll take some notes. I get the message. It's all good. Okay, so we find ourselves in a, well, relatively even gold state. The Dragon Soul, 1.5 minutes away for Heretics. GX need to get this one to deny that objective away from them. Baron, of course, once again, functionally useless. I mean, it's netted a gold advantage for Heretics in its entirety. But some big items finish. Actualizer, Zhonya's alongside Jackie's. I mean, 4 items coming close to Ice and Serin. If they could buy a little bit more time, getting those spikes would be very valuable for them. And then the gold difference, when you're kind of at 4 items, really doesn't matter as much.
Stend as well with the Unsealed Spellbook Smite once again. Trying to recreate the magic of the first Nash Steel.
It should still only be 600 damage though, right?
It is, yeah. So it's not a whole lot, but if you combine that with your own Jungler Smite, it's pretty good.
It's 2k damage.
Yeah.
A lot of damage.
But it's still GIANTX that has full control of this dragon. Team Heretics have the luxury of being able to drop it if they so desire, as it's only the 3rd Drake for GIANTX. But if I know anything about this game, I think Team Heretics are going to try to contest no matter what.
And I think GX are, yeah. Guys, I'm shook after the last 2 objective fights. I don't know what to expect.
Well, check your notes.
The notes say let Lot die and
Let Lot
which
die,
isn't
let
relevant in
die.
this scenario. I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we don't check the notes. Heretics forcing their way through bot lane as Tracyn catches mid. He's now going to TP to group with the team.
Ooh,
The wall.
that's really rough for Jun. Forced to flash away. Good wall from Serin. Just able.
They want to pull this out now. Pull it towards the bottom side of the river so
Team
they can start
Heretics.
damaging it.
A 50-50 is
They can
very,
use the wall.
very...
But the wall, they can use the wall to zone him away. Just like that.
Pushing away. Once again, they're able to connect on the Lot. Jackie's waiting off the side. Isma in the pit, hoping to win out on the 50-50. Sheo tries to zone it away, and that's going to be sold for the side of Team Heretics. GX now desperate to keep the fight going. Stend looks for the re-engage, but Noah manages to dodge the initial CC. Noah's still relatively untouched for now. The big one taking a decent chunk, but all of Team Heretics starting to back away. Tracyn isolated versus Jackie's. Does manage to connect on the Gnar. The follow-up is there from Ice. He goes gold, and he buys a moment just to contemplate what the hell went wrong, because Team Heretics take the fight.
And it's the double smite from Team Heretics that secures them the dragon. They get the soul, and Tracyn, with a fantastic Gnar performance, picks off Jackie's off the back foot as well as we watch this team fight.
I mean, so Lot is zoned away by the wall. Isma's within smite range. Sheo tries to keep him out of the pit, and I mean, hey, the double smite works out. Stend, I think, at this point goes in way too deep. It's very difficult for them to follow up because Lot and Isma are still standing in their way, so he ends up dropping. But then GX, they overcommit. They're hungry for more. And that means that, I mean, Serin single-handedly keeps them off the back of a follow-up.
What? That stuns me.
Afraid it does.
Yep.
I was surprised as well that it's done them, I'm not gonna lie.
Means it's a 1-for-1, but the soul secured. Heretics have clawed their way back into this game. GX Barons really need to be under heavy scrutiny, I think, by the coaching staff.
Yeah,
A long talk after this one.
Yeah, but they're praying
They're
that they can
definitely-
scrutinize for a week instead of having to scrutinize in 15 minutes if this game ends in Team Heretics' favor.
I mean, you're definitely punching yourself if you're GIANTX. 2 Baron Nashers that you messed up, but
Yeah.
still, they can still win. I mean, the Cloud Soul makes it really easy to continue kiting out GIANTX, so it just means that they need Noah to find that crucial bit of damage, just like that, and Cloud Soul
One
won't
more.
save you against that.
Very true. Is the team now retreating? Easy for Noah to fist fight his way in for mid prio. The GX do not have great vision. The turn, the burn, the wobble combo! GX overconfident. They're getting punished for it.
And Stend, he finds the pick over the wall, no vision. Jackie's wants to be the hero, but it's the wombo combo from Team Heretics. They made the comeback happen, they got the dragons, and they're gonna take us to a game 3.
The Anivia wall plus Gnar. We finally get to see it, and it is the combo that determines the game. Heretics, they stayed steadfast, they held strong, and they're able to take down GX and keep their playoff hopes alive.
GX might be kicking themselves, but right now Team Heretics kicking them harder, taking them to a game 3. And what a fight, a single moment from a game that was so GX favored into a win for Team Heretics. And finally, gentlemen, in LEC Versus, Game 3.
The EU Lucian lose record will maintain.
That's 12. Back to back to back, and so on.